Welcome everyone, Bill Murphy here. In this video, we're going to cover the beginning of the sales process. Now, this is part of the pre-appointment phase of the sales process, and it's truly, it's not a common thing for solar companies to pay attention to what happens before the appointment takes place. Everyone sort of just assumes the homeowner's compliant, assumes they're going to show up, assumes that they're desirable to even get a pitch. And then they're shocked when there's a 40 or 50% no-show rate. And what we're doing with the soft close and this pre-appointment stage is we're really sinking the hook into the person and letting them know, hey, this is what's at stake. Because think about it. We can save someone, so a homeowner can save $20, $30, $40,000 on normal household energy bills. And they can get $10,000, $15,000 of tax subsidies from the federal government. There's no out-of-pocket cost, and energy rates are on the rise. So any rational person, if they have the right information, would be at least interested in getting your pitch. So you want to think of it as if a person isn't compliant, they don't have enough information. For example, this is a weird example, but it just came to my mind. If I had a buddy, right, single dude, and I wanted to take him out to dinner, but I really like sushi. He hates sushi. So he wouldn't want to go to a sushi restaurant with me. But if I said, hey, Sam, I've got this supermodel. She's like 5'10", smoking hot. She loves sushi. She wants to meet you at the restaurant with me. He would go. Now, that's two different outcomes because of one thing, new information. So that's our job. In this soft close call is the beginning of the sales process. And when the homeowner goes through the soft close call, it's really basically the sales pitch, okay? And I know they booked an appointment and things of that nature, but here's the thing. The actual close never happens on the time or the day that they book. It just doesn't, okay? You start the sales conversation and you close them earlier, you close them later, you have another appointment that is both husband and wife. All these different things happen, just part of the sales process. It's a fluid thing. So let's cover this soft close call because this is probably the most important part of the entire Rainmaker program. If you nail this, you're successful. If you don't, you're not successful. That's just the way it is, right? So the power's in your hands, my friends. Okay, cool. So what we'll cover here is basically these things, that why most companies have a low show up rate, which is the old way of doing appointment setting, and how we can get 70-80% show up rate with the new way. Also, we'll cover how guys open, transition, and get permission to move forward with the pitch. We'll cover the appointment pump and like the big three recap again, in terms of like things that you really got to have in your sales pitch, soft close calls, both of them. Anytime you talk to a homeowner, it has to be focusing on the fact that Texas is in an energy crisis right now. Their rates are up 70% in 18 months. They have a bad deal. They have to get a better deal, right? Furthermore, the federal government is giving out tens of thousands of dollars, investing it into people's homes who go solar. So if you own a home, especially in the state of Texas or Oklahoma or wherever we're running Rainmaker right now, it's money that you're entitled to. Make no mistake about that. Also, if homeowners are concerned about cost, you have to truly get them to understand that this system is paying for itself from the get-go, right? Like our job is to get kilowatt hours lower than what they're currently paying. That's the job. And kilowatt hours that are lower than what they're currently paying within 5 to 10 years, right? With inflation. That's our job. And if we can do that, what that means is the kilowatt hours pay for the system. So there's no cost. It isn't free, but there's no cost. Get it? Okay. Also, range close. This is probably the most important part of all of this. The problem with solar sales is people make it a very heavy decision for the homeowner. What I mean by that is they design a system. They set a price per watt. They set an interest rate in a loan term in a monthly payment. And they ask the homeowner, do you want this? And the homeowner has to decide on this really heavy decision, right? On numbers. Like they have to decide on a price. They have to decide on a monthly payment. They have to decide on an interest rate, which truly we don't know what they qualify for, right? So if we can get them to agree and be compliant in the process of just being open to the idea, right? Getting the whole conceptual idea of solar power. Like, okay, I get it. Like, I get to own the system. It produces the power that I'm currently paying X for, and it costs me X to invest, and it's going to save me X. I get that. Everything else is left up to the pre-qualification. So range close is giving them ranges, not prices, ranges. And that's why what you'll see in the sales process is we do a solo proposal, and instead of sending it to them and going over the whole thing all in one fell swoop, we send them a screenshot of the layout, okay, only. And we explain, it looks like we can get a 10 kilowatt on your roof, right? We're using these panels. They're made in, this country or, whatever. And this is the inverter. And it's a slick system. This is like the latest stuff you can get, right? And a screenshot of just the savings, like the solo proposal savings, okay? And we say, look, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be accurate. It could be more, it could be a little bit less, but it's going to be about $34,000 of savings on energy bills. Okay. And then from there, we don't show them, you can, but you don't have to show them anything else, because everything else depends on if they're pre-qualified or not. So you give them ranges. That's what the range close is. So you give them, your bill's going to, your current electricity bill, right? It's $240 per month, which is, I don't even know how much that is per year, $4,800. And that's going to be going up every year, right? So 10 years, over 50K. Can we agree with that, Mr. Homeowner? That's what you're already going to be paying out. So my job is to get the solar system to be way less than the $240, right, per month. And, what I'm looking at with your size system, it could be between 150 to 200. I just don't know. And the interest rates are between 3 and 6 in we just have to see what you qualify for, right? It's a soft pull, but that'll give us the ability to see how much of this money you get, right? Not how much money you'll save, how much money you'll get. Okay. And that's how we move these people into the soft pull, right? It's just a soft pull. That's it. And then what we're doing, of course, is we're creating tension to move forward, because I'm telling you one thing, it's very hard to be approved for 50, 60, 100K at 2.99% and not use it. You want to use it. It burns a hole in your pocket to not use it. Also, if you do have a one-legger, right, which pitch them. I mean, the one-legger thing is just a farce. You don't need both decision makers. You can you can do a second call, whatever. Pitch them, get them pre-approved. Same process, right? Range close, get them compliant in the idea of going solar, and then range close them. Like we don't even know. We don't even know yet. So it's a soft pull. If they're interested enough, they should do the soft pull, and then at least we get to discover what the estimate is, right? And I'm telling you, if someone's approved, they tend to move forward. That's just the way it works. And what I meant by one-leggers, if you send a husband back to a wife to talk about this, right, he's got some ammunition, right? He's like, oh, honey, I'm already pre-approved. It's only 2.99%. You can't get money that cheap these days. Probably for the next couple of years, you can't. So they better jump on this opportunity, because they are raising the rates. They are, okay? Like, solar loans will not be 2.99% in 6 months. It won't. It'll be higher. So anyway, lock it in now. So the old way, lead in, whether it's door to door or online or what have you, and it's just sort of like a confirmation. They're like, hey, we have your time at this date. Okay, we'll see you there. And then the sales guy does no follow-up. And actually, a lot of companies will tell them not to talk to the appointments before it happens, right? Have you ever worked for someone like that? Oh, no, don't reach out to the appointments. Like, I don't even want to name names, but there's a company in Houston that did that. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. The homeowner wants to hear from you. The homeowner wants to know what's next, right? That's what it is. So that's why we introduce after the confirmation, like we do the lead, we do the appointment setting, we do the confirmation, but after the confirmation, you got to start the soft close. That's how it goes, right? In the way, I mean, this is just guidelines, guys. You can do this your own way, okay? I'm just saying it's better to, like, you can do whatever you can say whatever you want on the soft close, but really, like, just performing the soft close and getting the point across that, hey, these are the deets, okay? And this, we don't even know anything until you pre-qualify. That's the ticket, okay? Because we're just building momentum into the sale. You get someone pre-approved, they gotta decide not to use it. It's very hard for someone to not use something that they're pre-approved for. So anyway, it's like having a credit card with $100,000 on it, interest free, 18 months, and you not doing anything with it. Kind of crazy, right? All right, so break their schema. What I mean by that, a sip of my coffee. A schema is a idea of what, like, it's a preconception. So they're thinking, this is a salesperson, they're going to do something to me, they're going to try to sell me, and you have to just completely break that schema. You have to be the person who truly is looking to help that homeowner. Like, you're on a mission to get them money that they're owed, okay? And if they feel like you're on a mission to get them money that they're owed, they will join the mission with you. They won't feel like they're being sold. They'll just hop on the train to Savings Town. And that's really what we're trying to do here. So I put a few notes in here on what you could do at opening. It's up to you guys. You guys are professionals. You know how to do this. And then, of course, the soft close, you really want to touch upon the fact that there's this big energy crisis. If you don't know, which you should know because it's in the training, which I forget where this comes in the training, and maybe after this, but February 2021, Texas went down grid 5 days. I mean, it was pretty brutal. I lived there during the time, and yeah, it was nuts. Like, there's dead birds in my yard falling out of the tree. There's like 500 people who died. It was pretty nuts. There's this thing called paradoxical undressing. Now, this is a little bit sad, but people would get so cold, they would freeze and they would feel like they're overheating. So they would take their clothes off, they'd freeze quicker and they would just die. I mean, that's what happened because ERCOT was basically more concerned about profits over people. Okay. So this is sort of a passion project for me personally, because that happened. Okay. So people were left without power in 8-degree weather, and that happened. So we have the ability to give them backup power, okay, through batteries and generators. And since that happened, there's a couple $1 billion of damage to the grid, right? So they have to repair it. So therefore, rates are up 70%. I'm talking double what they paid last year, my friends. And that's why we're calling. Right? We're not calling about solar power. We're calling about your power bill doubling. That's the problem we're here to solve, okay? And what we want you to know on this initial call is that the authorities who have jurisdiction, right? The federal government, the local government, the ERCOT, they're providing incentives and rebates for people to produce their own electricity so that it reduces the peak demand on the goddamn grid, so that that shit doesn't happen again. And that's why we're here. That's what we're doing. And you get to help other Texans by securing the grid, and you get paid tens of thousands of dollars to do so. It's a win-win. No cost out of pocket. But we don't know until you're pre-qualified. You see what I'm saying? That's what it all goes back to. Hope you can hear the passion in my voice. Here's the thing. 50,000 people went solar in Texas last year. The top closers in this program create urgency at every opportunity, right? Every opportunity. If the homeowner wants to delay, if the homeowner wants to reschedule, that's fine, but we are so goddamn busy. We're trying to keep up. 50,000 people went Texas and solar last year. This is no joke, right? And my job is to get the solar to cost less than what you're already paying. Okay, we kind of already covered that. So this is an important part here. If you have the proposal, right? If the homeowner sent in the bill to us or uploaded it to the CRM, before you get it and you get the proposal done. I mean, whenever you get a power bill, you should do a proposal. Seriously. Like, a power bill equals a proposal. And if it hasn't been done yet, just do it, right? Because what you do is when you get a proposal, you just send the homeowner a message and say, hey, it's ready. Okay. When can we jump on the phone? And then when you're on the phone, this is basically the sales call, right? Fuck the appointment time and date. Like, when you get them on the phone and you have a proposal, it's go time. And we don't show the whole ante. We text them screenshots of the layout and we discuss the size of the system, what type of panels you're using, and the location of the house, whatever, these types of things. And we also send them a text of the savings, right? Say, look, this is all tentative, It could be more, could be a little bit less, but it looks to be about $34,780 of savings on normal household energy bills, right? And again, at this point, we're trying to feel out the person, because if they're like, if you can tell they're nodding their head over there on the other end of the phone and they're like, yeah, this sounds good, then go for the pre-qualification. Like, that is the next step. They can't qualify for shit. They can't buy anything until they're pre-qualified. They're used to this. This is how they got the home that they live in. They didn't get to go look at the home with the real estate agent before they were pre-qualified for a mortgage. It doesn't work like that. So they're used to this process. So just follow it like a mortgage dude or a real estate dude. See what I'm saying? Because a homeowner who's approved tends to move forward with the sale. Let me say that again for the people in the back. A homeowner who's approved tends to move forward with the sale, because everything can be fine-tuned after the homeowner's approved. Okay? That's it, my friends. That's it, my friends. That's the genius move of, virtual sales, because like, it moves this whole conversation faster, doesn't it? It truly does. So I've seen guys cut their pitch time from an hour to 15 minutes doing this. Like, literally closing deals in 15 minutes, because they have to, because we're booking them other ones that they have to follow up with and shit. You know what I mean? This appointment bump essentially is, don't wait for the appointment time. Okay. So this is more or less, if you don't have the proposal, they haven't provided the bill yet, whatever, we don't hold appointments back for that. Okay. Like, there's opportunity there. We don't want to hold the opportunity back because they haven't provided a power bill. But yes, you can confirm the date and time for the time that they book with them again. However, you really want to be reaching out and moving it up, right? You want to do the soft close call. Okay. And you want to move it up to an earlier time, because life happens. Life happens all the time. We don't want something to come up and get in the middle of us, right? Making a decision on solar. So that is the gist of the soft close. So again, you get a text message with an appointment, okay? And it'll say the homeowner's name. That's basically your signal to reach out to that person the same day we book it. You don't have to do it within 5 minutes or whatever. In fact, I kind of think that's a little weird for people. Give it 30 minutes, call them in an hour, whatever. If they're confirmed, they just need to hear from you before the appointment, ideally the same day, and ideally you perform this entire soft close call and potentially even get them pre-qualified. So that's all I got on this video. I hope you got value out of it, and I will see you in the next module.